session 3 of the space between, right? Am I missing something?
It's 3. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you missed
Okay.
13 episodes.
Okay. I was like, I don't know if I'm being trolled or if there's a joke I missed, but
No, you're being trolled.
fair enough. We left off last time on the cusp of Ural in space, but before we pick up there, let's get a recap. I believe tonight from Bo's perspective.
Oh yeah, actually, gotta read them.
We don't have to do that. I mean, I could read it for
I
you.
gotcha.
No. You absolutely have to read it and in character.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let me get in the zone.
Get in the zone. The bow zone.
Where's your toothpick?
Here we go.
Just start thinking about how much someone's organs are worth.
Not usually one much for writing, but that old freebooter suggested I take it up now that I'm in his line of work. Says it helped him remember stuff before it came back to bite him. Reckon that makes sense. At least I can dictate this instead of using pencil and paper. We set off without much trouble, except for getting shot at while we took off. Pretty sure it's 'cause that old shifty fella Jebediah played with Daisy, one of them space badgers we picked up for delivery, while I tried to figure out what he might be up to. No ideas yet, but I think Daisy's warming up to me. She puts up a mean front, but I think she's a softie deep down. Be sad when we drop her off. We Little Miss Weird Name cooked up something nasty for dinner. May bring my own food for our next trip if she cooks another meal like that. Didn't see much of the robot. Think he was steering the ship, updating firmware, whatever it is he does on his own time. Good riddance. After dinner, she came back down to ask for help with that Jebediah fella. Reckon he didn't pay up his full fare. Wanted help shaking him down for the rest of it. She got real ornery in particular about how I did it, though. Stuff about hull integrity and other such nonsense. Might have told her a little too much about what I used to do, though. I may be done with my old line of work, but it might not be done with me. I think a passenger heard, too. Probably other bookworm. Can't trust someone who reads that much. Old Jebediah is a milksop whose tongue hinges in the middle and flaps at both ends. Thinks he's trying to weasel out of paying us. Tried to scare him a little without shooting him none. Barry butted in, tried to make him give some collateral. Think she scared him. He slammed the door on us. Almost there, though. He can't hide in his room forever. Oh, better go. That bookworm's yelling about some Gollum fella. Might be important.
Some Gollum fella.
Nicely done. All right. Well, I think that's a pretty good summary of what was going on last session. And we had left off with everyone approaching Ural. We'd had a couple days of downtime in metaspace, but which is good time to notice that the one thing I didn't open up was Roll20. Been consulting various things for inspiration and note taking, so I see we hello there, you little distraction.
You need to hurry up and make your teether invention.
let's not get sidetracked on that right now. I'll have to tell you guys later about my invention idea that make me a billionaire.
It needs to come to pass already.
Anywho, oh yeah, it was 3 days. But anyways,
Anyways.
Were there any last notes or points of order that you guys wanted to address before we jump back into real space in Urala?
Yeah, I think I'd mentioned it, but I don't remember. Did we get Jebediah's vehicle locked down?
You may do that.
Okay. Yeah. Eva will, it's already strapped down in the cargo bay anyways, like good cargo, but she's gonna put some locks on it.
Nice. Well, alrighty then. We consider it locked against casual recovery.
Guess Bo's back to playing with Daisy.
Oh boy, okay. The babies are revolting. I think we are. The session is under assault from multiple fronts. Well, let's see. Okay. All right. So you're on your way. You're coming back into your own space. You're planning to meet the buyer of the space badgers, and yeah, I believe with a as you're approaching return to real space, um, you'd want to make an announcement, have everyone buckle up. The entry to metaspace was a bit bumpy.
Mhm.
Stands to reason that coming back out might be the same. So, with everyone strapped in and ready, you
Oh no.
mhm.
I am not ready for that, Ethan.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah. GM is the one to blame for badgers not being cute and cuddly, rather than
I do still take
biology.
responsibility for using the wrong word when I talked about the furry bioluminescent space animals, exotic space animals being transported for research.
Can we just point out that literally no badgers are actually cute and cuddly?
Well,
Little English badgers.
that's what I was implying.
Like, I
Space
did
badger.
research on badgers last session, and like, there are literally badgers in Africa that, for fun, will attack lions' scrotums. Like, just for fun. Like, what kind of animal, like, what unhinged predator do you have to be to go for the genitals of a lion for fun? That is the kind of animal that a badger is. So I really don't think in any universe they're cute and cuddly and something you would want to keep
Okay, we've
on your
established in
ship.
universe that your supplier neglected to warn you of the risks inherent in the badger transport business. So whenever you return to Anagras, you might have some words for that sucker.
Yes.
Maybe we'll get a bonus.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're saying a bonus on delivery?
They can
No,
pay
I'm
us
saying
with
when we
Daisy
go have some words.
for
Oh.
pain and suffering. We keep the badger that caused all the pain and suffering.
No, Eva wants to get paid.
All right, so
Wait, I thought
with
there were
a
other badgers. I'm just saying we keep the badger. Or one of the several badgers.
No, they all are part of the delivery.
You have the number of badgers that you are uh, that were I guess I'll say that were requested.
We did not pick up any extra badgers.
Do with that what you will. Yeah, you didn't have the kind of money floating around to just add in extra badgers for redundancy. All right, so zero margin for error kind of job. But hey, you guys are the players. You're allowed to take whatever margins you want. Speaking of which, with a rattling jolt and a flare of unnatural and unusual color, the ship is thrust back into real space, and you're all blinking colorful after images out of your eyes, and you are being hailed and welcomed to Urala.
Eva will first get on the internal comms and make an announcement. Don't worry about the after images. They're perfectly fine. They're safe. They're even a little bit healthy. Then click.
Even a little bit healthy.
Yeah, we're definitely getting cancer, Daisy.
It's just rebooting your eyeballs. No harm in that.
Did you like the description I gave for the spike drive troubles, Ben?
Yeah, I did. You put that. I'm trying to remember where you posted that.
It
Did
should
you
be in our
have
player
the-
notes, the ship thread. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the ship thread. That's where I was reading that. I like that a lot.
And then she'll take the hail on the bridge.
All right. So the voice comes through, woman's voice. Hail ship. Identify yourself.
I'm Eva Mulligan of the Swallowtail, spelled Aoibhe, not the other way. And I'm a passenger and cargo transport vessel requesting clearance to what's the planet here? Urala.
Yes, Urala. Swallowtail, you're clear to approach for boarding and routine inspection. We'll be quick about this.
Okay, thank you.
And voice clicks. Should mention as you're scanning and identifying the ship before you, it is a patrol boat by itself here, but it's transmitting what you recognize as Uralan identification, and it's got got an identifier that corresponds to a government ship.
Okay. Back on comms, internal comms. Passengers and crew, please prepare for boarding. We are being met in Uralan space by the Uralan Navy. Bo, please report to cargo bay. Click.
All right.
Or whichever airlock we're planning to meet them at, I guess I should say.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Cargo bay is quite all right. That's usually what the main thing that they'll want to inspect anyway. And without any complication, you're able to make the approach and dock with the patrol boat. And it opens up to the captain and a couple of Navy crew. And the woman introduces herself, thanks you for your easy cooperation, and takes a cursory glance around the cargo hold, and I suppose finds it mostly empty. Uh,
Yeah.
you've got what, the four-wheeler. You've got the Badgers. Is there anything else that would be notable in the cargo bay?
Um, maybe some bits and pieces of ship like infrastructure that Eva's been working on. Oh wait, no, we have a workshop. Um,
Mm-hmm.
scrap. I think scrap that she doesn't have in
Okay.
the workshop.
All right, makes sense. Um, she'll be taking a close look at all this stuff. All her crewmen stand guard. Um, they're outfitted in pretty standard uh, navy gear with void carbines at the ready, but not waving around. She does ask. She realizes she forgot to ask you specifically to have all the crew present themselves. So,
Okay. She says that he introduces Bo. This is my security officer, and my co-pilot is just making last checks on the ship. I'll call him up in just a minute.
very good.
Yeah, she
And
calls up Pete.
she starts entering some information on her data slab, asking just some basics from each of you. Asking whether any of you have. For each of you, she'll ask whether you visited Irala before, um, and if you have any identification, basically uh, a an an ID given by Ural authorities, or at least recognized, filed by them. And then, if you don't have that, then she'd be asking a couple basic things like name, date of birth, and
Uh,
uh,
could
home
we
home planet.
could we say
Hmm.
that part of the transit of badgers, ferocious, terrifying space badgers, uh, from Anagras to Urala included at least this is your identification for this transaction.
Hmm. That's a possibility. Let me think here. What would be appropriate there? Probably a connect roll. See
Okay.
if that was something that was arranged in advance.
Um, would Pete be able to have rolled that? That connect, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe not. Also, are we all still able to see and interact with each other's sheets?
That's a good question. I don't remember how we did that. I don't think Pete has connect, by the way. Let's see. These are all okay. No, edited and controlled are just
Alright.
individuals.
I was just trying to avoid
Barry
going.
has connect if that ever comes up.
Yeah, I think this was just for our starting conditions.
Got you, got you.
So, hey, Pete can roll
Oracle.
it, but
I was gonna say Zeke has Oracle level 1.
so this it does actually come up, I guess, as far as a backstory point.
I can roll connect. Yeah, I just realized that Ava does have connect. I think that was the one um
Yeah, go ahead and
non
roll that.
attribute that I rolled.
That'll be for at least herself and Pete. Zeke actually would already have one, I believe, considering his past. Um, Cherry would not,
Could
and Bo might.
could I roll it with intelligence? as a her trying to get it the correct way, basically getting the contract set up in a way that makes their delivery as smooth as possible.
I'll allow it.
All right. Then it's not a terrible roll.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take it. So
I totally forgot she has Connect. It's so weird.
yeah, Eva had already secured a Uralin issued identification card, and the Navy captain looks over it, and Pete's as well. Pete's notes his status as a VI, and it all looks shipshape to her. She looks over Zeke's and is fine with that. For Cherry, she needs some additional information. So she's basically just going to ask your name and your planet of origin, and then she'll ask you a couple basic questions. You know, the whole like business or pleasure. You know, are you carrying anything? You know that you need to report to customs, so on and so forth.
Cool. She answer all that.
Okay,
I have a question, Ben.
what's up?
How much does Eva know about those void carbines? Can I roll?
Yeah, I'd say you could roll.
Is it a no check?
Carbines.
Yeah, that could be a no check.
Alright. I don't want her to like know how to be able to roll no to know how to use it and all that. Just, intellectual academic information about them.
Yeah, I think she would know. She would understand the design of them. And
Awesome.
she's probably seen an exploded diagram of one and studied it extensively.
She
just out of
is
curiosity.
absolutely running her mouth toward Bo about how void carbines are the superior in-ship weapon to carry. No context as to why she might be telling him this.
None at all.
He knows.
Yeah. All right, let's see.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Let's see.
It's a lot more.
So Ethan, with Bo's with Bo's recent past, do you think he would have gone through official channels to get something of that nature?
Probably not unless somebody made him.
Let's see. I'm actually just reading a couple messages you sent. I think given that one message you sent, I think the answer would most likely be yes.
Okay, yeah, if they made him sit down and fill out paperwork to be a freedom fighter or whatever, then I guess he would have grudgingly done that.
Yeah, it's certainly going the barest bones form of paperwork. But yeah. I think that's likely to have been the case. In fact, the captain takes a look at Bose and raises her eyebrows, gives him a nod and a very, very brief, subtle salute. Before moving on, and brings her to Jebediah, who is whose body language is very uncomfortable. He says no, he's never been to Ural and has no such identification. So she asks, and he gives his name, Jebediah Took, and when she gets to the question about if he has anything to report to customs, he
His liver.
let me see. How does that go? Okay. He very quickly says no,
Mm.
and puts his hands behind his back, tries to stand still.
Bo
She
still thinks he's up to something.
No,
Can
absolutely.
he try to suss out what he's hiding?
Let's see here. Let me think for a moment about Bo. What he's been up to. Hmm. I would let Bo make a notice check. Hmm. Fortunately, not quite good enough in this case. Um, Something about the guy's behavior scratches some kind of familiar itch in the back of Bo's mind, but he can't really put his finger on it. Um, These keep making me laugh off at random moments.
Fella may be a yellow-bellied toad, but he's an enigma wrapped up in a mystery.
Ain't he just?
Oh, are you
Yeah.
listening? You see, when the bullet from a void carbine collides with something. Feel free to blame Eva for why Bo can't figure anything out about Jebediah.
Yeah. Your ship's made out of paper mache. You don't want me poking holes in it.
Oh boy. Well, the captain asks Jebediah a couple more questions than she asked anybody else, and he continues to get more and more nervous until he actually reaches up and wipes a bead of sweat off his brow, and but the captain eventually relents, makes her final mark, and prints out a little card for him, hands it to him, and says, "Make sure you don't lose that, son. It's going to be important." And she signs off, checks the last box, and says, "Well, Captain, everything looks to be in order." And with a significant look at Jebediah, says, "As long as your business is as you've indicated, then there'd be no problems. Just move along, avoid any spooking ships you might happen across, and enjoy your stay in Urala." And she'll shake your hand and be on her way.
Oh, was that to Eva?
Yes.
She.
She cut just right into the conversation about void carbines with
Eva shakes her hand and says, "Thank you. I'm glad everything went so smoothly." Yeah, Eva definitely didn't notice that Jebediah was
Mhm.
getting the third degree over there.
Mhm. Yeah. So as she leaves, she will hand you the Uralum welcome packet and encourage you to read that over carefully before you set foot anywhere, and be sure to abide by the local laws. And so they'll reboard their ship, detach, and signal you're free to go your way.
All right.
Where was Pete during this time? I didn't hear that bit because I was
Ah,
busy.
Gotcha. Yeah. So Pete and the rest of the crew were instructed to present themselves for inspection.
So he was with the crew then. Okay.
Yeah, he was. We determined that Eva had uh, made the arrangements as part of this delivery job to acquire Uralin identification in advance, so that you wouldn't have to go through that initial process on the trip. So Pete and Eva were covered. In fact, everyone had identification already except for Cherry and Jebediah.
Okay. Cool.
So yeah, you guys are all free to go. What you want to do?
Gonna go to Urala.
Yep.
All right.
Think we're gonna get right it on up.
Full steam ahead.
Heck yeah.
Um, what happens with the pamphlet?
Oh, Eva reads it.
Okay. I was like, I was tempted to just move on, but I was like, I feel like somebody would probably be inclined to read it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Eva's reading all of it.
It would have. Um, I was gonna laugh because if it got handed to the wrong person, then it might have just gotten tucked in a pocket and forgotten about.
Fed to Daisy.
To Daisy.
Oh my! Oh wait, what? No, I took a pacifier. Nice.
Yep.
That's what's up. All right. So, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna go into extensive detail for you guys because I believe you guys get the gist of what the deal is on Urala, but um, just by way of brief reminder, the highlights of the Urala Welcome Packet are uh, Urala is a theocratic nation. The Church of Vathox, known more colloquially as the Thoxians, are the ruling class, and primary tenets that tend to involve outsiders is that violence, hedonism are strictly forbidden, and um, yeah, otherwise there is some mention. There's been an addendum since the last time you players came across one of these pamphlets, um, that addresses the fact that much of the planet is recovering from uh, recent armed conflict with their imperialistic neighbors, Tabuk, and just requests your understanding and your patience as they rebuild from their times of trouble.
Okay.
And then there's some fluff about travel guide type stuff for the planet and a couple of the major cities and some of the um, what am I trying to say? Some of the natural sights that you might see that are somewhat unique to your island.
Well, Pete will probably do a theatric cough and say, "Well, I'm glad I read that. Don't want to get too hedonic for them." And his robot eyes, of course, are rolling.
You betcha.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do much too long division or whatever it is you do when you're getting up to fun. Throw you in the clank.
You don't think they would jail me for reading, do you? No, of course not. That would be silly.
Probably not.
I don't think anyone has ever once looked at a book and called it hedonism.
I like
They'll
reading them.
probably, oh no, they'll probably encourage you to do a little hedonism if they saw how often your nose was stuck in a book.
Zebediah is looking confused and concerned, and wanting to. He's trying to read over Eva's shoulder.
I don't know. I thought this planet was more fun.
Well, look at all of these sites here. Look, there's. What's one of the sites? Yeah.
So it mentions the wonderfully vibrant and constantly shifting fog that's visible from some of the peaks, namely from Asensio and a couple of the other cities. Mentions some of the beautiful rugged mountain terrain that is beloved by visitors, the more adventurous visitors. And then it does talk some about the talks some about the mines, but has a footnote about the atmospheric conditions there requiring some protective gear.
Mm.
But they
Ooh,
sort
I
of
can.
gloss over the dark parts.
Ooh, I can look at some clouds that keep me from looking at anything else. I'm just quivering with excitement.
Well, maybe the temples are nice.
Yeah, temples.
Well, temples all around the sector have been very pretty. You've got, and she'll start talking about what temples and other religious structures she knows about in the old sector.
Don't they worship some purple dinosaur or some such?
That's Barney.
I refuse to accept that Barney has survived the millennia across the stream.
I'm pretty sure when I talked to some of them Uralans, they said something about worshiping some lizard dinosaur god.
Sounds like Barney.
I wondered if that's what you went by. Purple dinosaur.
It's a different Barney.
Yeah, I guess this is a great point to remind you that the I guess the captain and her crew would have had patches on their uniforms with a basically a it is purple, and it's like a mix between it's like if you took the Cthulhu symbol and put a lizard head on it. Basically,
Lizard Thulu.
So it's a flying spaghetti lizard? Flying spaghetti Rex.
I had a perfect representation of it from our last campaign.
Oh no.
Spaghettisaurus Rex.
I'm not
Or would
sure
that be
if you're being
Spaghettisaurus wrecked?
serious or sarcastic. You got to dig that up if you can find it. Repost it.
This is Ethan. Do you doubt him?
No, I don't. I don't know. I don't know if it was more meme or more. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh no. I had forgotten that you literally had a Barney meme for it. Ah.
It said he had like tentacle hair and sounded like a mullet.
Oh boy. Bo would interpret it that way.
Yep.
Oh, the Fox is just a redneck dinosaur. All right. So ship is on its way to the planet. You guys are reading over the travel brochure, and it's a good time to mention that I guess that your what patron, whatever your the
Customer?
customer. Thank you. Oh, I couldn't think of any other word for a minute.
Can we stumble into a warlock game?
Wait, what?
Being the
Oh,
warlocks have
patron.
patrons.
Is
Yeah.
Vathox our
Yeah.
patron?
Oh no.
No, no, no. Oh goodness, yeah, not patron, definitely customer.
Base Barney is our patron.
He is the man is on Urala. He is you were expected to meet him in a city called Arsino, and the man you're looking for is Emmanuel Gray. He had not listed a lot of information about himself other than what is it? Why is it trying to? Oh goodness gracious! Yeah, the one weird thing about OneNote is I try to copy text and it wants to paste it as an image. Give me a break. Okay. All right. Anyway, there's his name, the spelling, and all that. He is the collector you are meeting on Urala in the Arsenal. So, uh, you guys want to pass the time any particular way on the way there, or do we want to fast forward?
Well, let's see how the crew gets to know each other a little bit more before we arrive at a potential jumping off destination. Get a few more connections if nobody minds.
Sure.
So has Bo taken any interest in what Eva has been telling him about these fantastic void carbines?
Zero interest
Okay.
because he has his eye set on something else. He might be sitting with Daisy looking through the weapons magazine he brought and pointing out the awesome bow that he's looking to buy once he gets enough money.
GM, would an advanced bow be reckless or a danger to internal ship stuff?
That's a good question. Let's see here. An advanced bow, like a conversion bow, like
Oh, yeah, I think
how
that's what
to
I'm.
function like a conversion bow.
Oh
Yeah.
wait, no. I'm forgetting. There are different levels.
No, I
Conversion
think
bow is
conversion
the
bow is the one that I meant,
T04.
anyways.
Okay,
Yeah, the TL4.
An
Yeah.
advanced bow would be like what we understand as like a modern composite bow of some kind, like a
Yeah,
hunting
yeah, compound bow.
bow.
And trust me, bow
So
is not that compound.
Uh,
I'll say a conversion bow absolutely would be. Maybe I'd say there's like an advanced bow or primitive bow would be uh fine unless you're like literally shooting at someone who's right in front of a vital a major vital system.
Okay. Um, I actually should ask you for your setting because I don't think we ever had this really come up before. Maybe. I can't remember with our ship combat. Do you treat firearms discharge aside from void carbines, or sorry, a firearms discharge in ships as dangerous to internal components? And do you separate out the void carbine as not dangerous?
Yes and yes.
Okay.
Yeah, void carbine is specifically designed to not be dangerous.
Okay. Then Eva's still going to point out that the amount of force that Bo can generate with a bow and muscles of his size, uh, it would still be dangerous inside of a ship. This is probably not inuring her to him at all.
Yeah, I guess if he hears that, he'll flip to the page with the void carbines and say, "Listen, my paycheck went up about a whole bunch more than I thought it did. I don't think I can afford me one of them."
Well, if you'll stay on, I will front you the money from my cut. Advance. That's what I mean is advance.
Well, it did need me to pick up one of them. You're tempting me.
Hmm.
Oh no. Nice gun, terrible food. I'm gonna have to do the math on that.
What do you mean terrible food? I used salt and chili flakes.
I
And
think there's
garlic.
more seasonings than
Oh, I
those.
mixed up the garlic and the salt.
Oh, I'm gonna die.
At least I didn't mix
Where's
up the
Pete?
chili flakes and the garlic.
Pete's probably hanging around listening to the conversation. Probably saying something like chili flakes are not that murderous.
Hey, the chili flakes I'm worried about is getting embalmed by that food she's serving.
That much salt.
So, can I ask a GM question,
Yeah, sure.
Oracle? What are the odds that within the next day this badger will bite one of us for fun?
Bite one of you for fun.
Is that looking into the future for badger
Okay.
danger?
So let's see. So that's a good question, and it's a good point to clarify a little bit about how the Oracle works. So with Oracle, what you would need to do is ask a question like from the perspective of, um, what would happen um, if I, Zeke, were to do such and such. Um, and it can be, generally speaking, it kind of can be vague or specific. And then I use that as the basis to kind of judge, okay, what might happen in the time frame. Let's see, and are you a precog 1?
Yes. So I can
Okay.
see one day.
Okay, yeah, one day into the future. So you could maybe ask something like, what would happen if I opened a badger cage? Pick a specific badger cage, maybe. Or, what would happen if I put my hand in the bars?
These
And then
seem like egregious misuses of this power, so I'm
Well,
gonna stick that back in my pocket.
no. See, so here's the cool thing. First of all, you can do this once. You can do it. Let's see. Every use commits effort for the day. So you've got a handful of efforts. You can do it several times a day. As long as you're asking a different question each time, then you're fine. Yeah, let's see. Only used on a given question or topic once until the situation changes substantially or a week goes by. But also, so you get this effort back at the end of every day, and you've got multiple days to kill, or you've had it multiple days in Metaspace, and you've got an entire other day pretty much until you get to the planet. Yeah, 24 hours. So, try stuff out. Makes for fun.
All right, here's one for you.
Okay.
What would happen if I, Zeke, tried to befriend his badger?
Try to befriend. Okay, which badger is this?
I'm
Daisy or a
sad.
different badger?
Daisy.
There
Okay.
we go.
You okay, Danielle?
No.
Oh.
Jeez, Louise. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do Roll20 stuff.
Oh, okay.
And it had automatically been set to Sersha, and then I didn't do thanks.
Did those disappear?
Appreciate it.
You're welcome. I couldn't remember if that affected everybody or if it was just for me.
Appreciate it.
All right. So, what would happen if Zeke were to try to befriend Daisy? So give me something a little bit more specific about how he would want to try to befriend Daisy.
He's got the same snacks that he tried to give it before. Like, give
Okay.
it snacks, try to pet it, general, like, be friend with animal.
Okay.
Imagine, like, approaching a cat in the wild.
Right.
How is it going to go in this situation?
Okay. All right. So I think here's the vision that Zeke sees. He sees himself strolling up to the badger cage, snacks in hand, and sticking a snack through the bars, and he gets the sense that he's done this a few times. And Daisy sees him and comes snuffling over to the bars, and as soon as he puts the treat in, starts chowing down on it, and he's able to get his hand in while she's chewing on the thing and very carefully brush it along her back a little bit, and does very nicely. And then he shifts his weight a little bit and brushes her in a slightly different spot, hardly noticeable to him, and with a hiss and a jerk, he narrowly snatches his hand back from getting bit. But then she continues, happily munching on the snack.
Yep, that went about as well as I thought it would. I do not attempt to do that.
Hey, were you near the cages while you were thinking about looking into the future for that?
Yep.
Okay.
He was studying the badger. He's
Yeah,
probably got
Bo
his
had
little
wanted
notebook.
to chase you down since he decided that you were the person who might have hurt him talking about a sextuple homicide.
Since Bo has lost interest in guns and bows now that Eva's offered to advance her part of the pay, she'll go chase down try and talk to Cherry.
So what does Bo what does Bo have to say to Zeke?
Hey, nerd.
He doesn't respond.
Ezekiel.
Yes.
Thinking you might have heard something earlier that might be private information.
That's funny.
I'd be awful grateful if you didn't spread word of that around.
I'm not sure I know which information you're referring to.
Oh, you're a sly one. And I'll shake the magazine at you.
Maybe you should clarify.
Oh, you are good at this. I knew I could trust you. You're all right, Zeke, even if you do read too much.
Read too much.
And with that, he'll give you a light tap with the magazine as he wanders away.
At least I don't read magazines.
Oh man, that is great. Bo just like reads all this cryptic innuendo into it, and like, oh, good enough for me. Wanders off, refuses to elaborate. All right. So meanwhile, we have Eva looking for Cherry. Where does she find Cherry? Danielle.
Hold on, typing.
Yeah, I was happy
Okay.
to do it in the cross Roll20 chat if Robert wanted to get some screen time in.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I was definitely wanting to ask Robert what Pete was up to or where he was. Let's see. Quietly curious that everyone overlooked his comment
I
about
was-
food and flavors.
I had been thinking about something. I'm trying to remember first or second episode there was a reference to something going on in Psionic, but I don't think it would have been something that would have been affecting people around. Oh,
Right.
oh, hang on. I'm curious. Something to do with the jump was causing like after images.
Oh, right. Mm-hmm.
Would Pete have seen that, or was that something that only affected biologicals?
It actually did not affect Pete. I believe. I think I even specifically mentioned that. I don't know if anyone else remembers.
I'm
that.
trying to remember when exactly
It w-
you said that.
I
Oh,
vaguely remember
it
that.
was last. It was last
I could
session
be-
when you. No, you weren't there, so you wouldn't have heard it.
Okay, I did listen to the playback, but
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's hard to catch everything,
And-
especially because I talk
yeah.
so slow.
So, was anybody else like discussing the whole after image thing?
Eva,
Yeah, a couple girls.
Eva has explained it.
Yeah,
It-
she had. Oh, yeah, she explained it to Debediah, didn't she?
I think if it was explained and discussed, I think Pete would have been quiet for a little while and
Okay.
then like
So
It was explained
on that
away.
note,
yeah.
Pete. Speaking of Pete, Cherry would have gone to try and find Pete.
Okay. Well, hold on. Robert was telling us something about how Pete would have reacted to the conversation about.
Oh, I was just thinking about he would probably bring it back up at some point.
Okay.
So yeah, we can just roll with Cherry, seeing how he is.
Okay. Yeah. All right. We're in. Okay. Sorry. I'll catch
I
my
mean,
throat now.
he's probably hanging around in whatever his quarters are, just kind of like maybe looking at a book or something while he's like kind of charging lightly, since there's nothing to do but wait.
So just the way you said that,
And it's
I mean,
probably
obviously,
in like quarters too, just because I feel like Eva would have insisted on that rather than in the cargo bay.
Absolutely.
is he looking at a book or is he reading a book?
No, he's probably just physically looking at it, thinking about reading it, and not reading
Okay.
it yet.
I love it.
And to help sell, actually, this isn't even selling. To help
Oh no.
provide the narrative that Eva really does think of him as human, she also makes him look away when she's changing.
Got it.
There you go.
He's a robot with a sense of propriety,
Yep.
at the very least. Okay.
Yeah.
So Cherry would have been looking for Peak. And if their quarters are marked, she would have knocked on his door. This is
I kind
about
of
the
feel like
time
his door
Eva is looking for me.
open, but
Okay.
like, knock on the bulkhead kind of thing. But
I was
he
kind of
would kind of
Yeah,
imagining
she was.
that the regular crew shares like basically bunks. That
yeah, most
everything
likely.
went into the luxury.
Okay. Well, she would be. She would knock on the door frame.
Well, then Pete would say yes and kind of put down the book that he was examining and place it on like the sort of locker next to his charge pad,
Uh huh.
and then
Um.
probably step off. Can I help you?
Okay. Hey, so I had some questions. See, I've never gotten to interact before with a free bot, and I was wondering if I could just ask you some questions for my stream.
You want to record the questions?
Well, it's called an interview. I'm kind of trying to branch out and cover some more interesting topics, because you can only do so many lip gloss reviews before people get really bored, including myself. And I feel like getting to know how robots feel about their own independence as intellectual beings within our society would be more interesting. But only if you're cool with it.
Pete will think about it for a second and kind of tilt his head to the side for a moment and say, it's not a particularly popular topic. Most people do not want bots to have equal rights.
He's gonna whip out a record. So is that a yes? Could I ask you more questions?
Okay. So long as I can say, don't put this one in your video.
Awesome, thanks. And she's gonna sort of skip, sort of jaunt in excitedly. And she's going to pop down and sit next to him, and She has what looks sort of like a cross between a small selfie drone and a selfie tripod, and she's gonna float that up real quick. Try and prepare for what looks like an impromptu interview. All right, so I was noticing that you go by a couple different names. And so, what would your preferred moniker be for this interview?
I prefer to be called Pete.
Pete.
My cereal
Awesome.
and nomenclature is Sifu or 5IFU.
But do you feel like that's your identity?
No.
And she's like kind of struggling because there's not really much body language to read.
Yep.
or facial, like any kind of facial, like he's not making faces or anything like that that she can read as well. So, well, so Pete, can I ask why did you decide to serve on a ship like this?
Eva and I actually built this ship together, so it's a way to ensure that I have a chance at being independent and having a say in my own destiny.
Amazing. How did you meet Eva?
She helped to rebuild me in a junkyard, actually. Mercenary unit that I was serving with was wiped out and I was thrown in the scrap heap. Eva helped a different company put me back together.
Oh my goodness, that is so terrible. How did that make you feel?
I don't think you would understand.
I don't know. Is it going to be in like ones and O's, or do you mean like I don't have the emotional depth because I can understand if you don't want to share?
At any
I
point,
don't think you have a related experience.
at any point that
Yeah.
you're ready, Eva will come in and interrupt you guys.
Okay.
I like how you said she's going to interrupt us, but it's at any point that we're ready.
Yeah, at any point, you two are ready as players.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, that's assuming a lot. But moving on. So, do you co-captain the ship?
I suppose you could say so. I don't know that Eva and I have defined official titles.
Got you. So it's kind of like an open relationship sort of situation. I understand. Like who needs
The
titles?
difference is
really?
that robots are not typically legally able to own property. So if it is going to be a more fair arrangement, Eva has to legally own the ship, but then have some sort of agreement with me on the side.
So what motivates Eva to help you?
I can't find a talking tin can anywhere.
I'm sorry, what?
I don't have a talking tin can on the ship. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm talking to the robot right here.
Oh, Pete's not a
Mr.
robot.
Pete, right?
He's not a robot.
He said he was a robot. He agreed to interview with me on robots' rights and independence.
He's a person in a robot body. That's very different.
With her controls, like you'll see the little like selfie drone like pan over to Eva. And Cherry's just gonna be like, that is so interesting. Could you elaborate on that?
Of course. And Eva will launch into as much discussion as there is on the topic of sentience, human sentience in robots, and it's a very unexplored topic. So there's probably not a whole lot of like grit for Eva. Um, but
You
she
said
will.
grit?
Hmm?
You said grit, like GRIT?
Yeah, there's probably not a whole lot of
Oh, okay, I got
substance,
you.
like actual researched uh material on it. But you know, Eva is certain that Pete is uh, a person in a robot body, and so she has gone looking for the research that supports that. um,
I have never heard of anyone in that situation. She's going to turn back to Pete. That sounds so hard.
You couldn't imagine the experience of thinking you're a person 1 minute, waking up as a robot, and being stripped of your personhood by literally everyone and everything around you. Now, if you'll excuse me. And he starts moving towards the bridge.
and Eva will
Thank you for
continue
your
that line of thought
time.
with whatever she's read about psychology and the identity of self.
Barry's going to power down her little drone camera, but continue nodding politely to Eva.
I think eventually Eva swings around to just kind of application of psychology in negotiations, and she catches herself and she kind of hitches and stops talking for a moment.
Something wrong?
I thank you. I know I said thank you already, but I wanted to make sure that I truly wanted to make sure you know I truly appreciated how you handled that situation with Jebediah.
Oh, that little Weasley guy who was going to stiff you?
That little Weasley guy who was going to try to stiff me if I didn't have such an angel looking over my shoulder.
Oh, that's really sweet, but you don't want to refer to me that way. But thank you.
I've seen
I'm
parts
really
of your show.
flattered.
You're very interesting, and you're so good with people.
Yeah, that comes from a lot of years of practice. But if
Oh,
you want, maybe I could just help you out with people when you need help.
uh, well, of course. Do you mean like as uh crew?
Um, we'll see. I mean, are you planning on staying on your Rala for a while?
No, no, and I wasn't planning on hiring any crew, but I could be convinced otherwise.
Well, I am pretty convincing, as you know.
I've noticed.
Well, I'll need to talk to my little bookworm friend and see what Zeke has in store for his plans because we kind of have plans to stick together. Um, he's good at finding interesting things, and I'm good at connecting with the people who know about interesting things. So, like, I
We
kind of
could
already
fly
have
you.
that commitment.
We
You
can
know, that
fly
is
you
such
as
a
your
great idea.
thanks. We need
Eva, you're
passengers.
such a problem solver.
I know. I learned that in, and she will absolutely spit out her credentials. The the fairly nice university that she attended on Anagras. She's dropping like basically I went to Harvard and all that.
Mm-hmm.
That's one.
They will smile and nod. And she'll just eventually she'll say, "Well, like I said, let me speak to my initial associate and see what he is feeling like doing. Um, and yeah, and then we can go from there. But thank you so much. And
It's
don't
okay.
worry about it. It's just, things we do, right?"
Right. Eva looks like that got her down a little bit.
What'd you say?
Eva looks like that kind of uh got her a little bit down.
Oh no,
Like she
because it was an
has
automatic yes.
yeah, she you read the history. She's been rejected so much that she thinks that this is another rejection. And she's trying to
Uh-huh.
take it gracefully.
Uh-huh.
Aw.
Um, will Cherry realize that, Ben?
Well, let's see. Give me a talk check.
Using what attribute?
Charisma.
Charisma.
Wow.
Cherry does not pick up on that this time.
Okay.
Unless, wait, is she a full expert? Can't remember.
I haven't finished my character sheet, so
You were a full expert.
Oh, okay. I was like,
At
we
least
should have gotten that much.
as far as we
I
built.
am a full
yeah.
expert.
Yeah.
Okay, so you could re-roll that if you wanted to.
Sure, why not? Okay, let's see. Talk. Charisma. Please don't be worse than 5. Yeah, there we go.
Whoa.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, I'd say she picks
Okay.
up on the. She figures out something of the fact that Eva's disappointed.
So she's going to noticing that she'll say, "But oh my goodness, it would be so great if he's all for it because I have really enjoyed the space you made for us on our ship. It has been so great. And I know that we have kind of like a loose idea about what we really want to do. So I'm kind of hopeful."
No pressure. It would be nice.
Yeah.
You could be
Thank
hopeful and all.
Yeah. And thank you for, by the way, your help with the the interview with Mr. Pete. He really likes you a lot. I can tell you have a good friendship.
We have been through a lot together.
And that's so sweet.
Humble
And
junkyard origins.
Cherry's gonna give her a hug and then hold her by the shoulders and say,
Oh.
"I will get right back to you, okay?"
Okay, that catches Eva off guard. And it gets her to shut up long enough that Cherry can make her exit.
Alrighty. Let's see. I'm just sending a quick message. I think we're probably ready then to arrive at Urala and move to the next part here.
Sure. Oh, Ben, did we recover? Oh, has it? Yeah, we've had days
Yeah,
of travel.
you've
Did we recover hit
yeah.
points?
Oh yeah, you've had several days of
Okay.
travel through many dimensions. You should all be full HP. All your effort back. No system strain, so on and so forth.
Okay.
Yay! No more badger bites.
Yeah.
I just realized how frighteningly low my health is.
Right?
Oh no.
First
Yeah,
level
we're
characters.
level 1 again, where a stiff breeze can kill you.
I don't even know how many hit points I'm supposed to have, but my character has 0.
Oh,
I
There's a
am the
zombie.
Walking
Already
Dead.
dead.
Yep. Who's the real robot here?
Oh boy. Okay.
1d6
Yeah, did we-
plus your con.
What'd you say?
1d6 plus your con mod.
Yeah, you can.
button for it.
You want me to
there
roll
is-
with it?
There's a whole button. Yep.
Do I just hit points?
Yeah, you do. All right.
Plus my Constitution modifier, which is 0, so I have 4 hit points.
Yep. Yeah.
Woo!
It knows to factor in your constitution and whether you're a warrior and
Nice.
stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, I need to throw some stiff breeze your way.
Listen, I
Yeah, you already
am
threw a badger.
a
What a
delicate
stiff breeze.
flower.
You
It
guys
was
picked up
not
the
for
Yeah.
badger all on your own.
Listen, my backpack in front of me basically doubled my hit points. Okay.
Probably.
Oh man. All right. Let's see then. Okay. So Urala. I think we're going to, for the sake. Well, let me put it this way. Let me back up a little bit, not presume things. All right. So you enter Urala in orbit, and you're looking to do your arrival. Asensio is the capital and has the primary spaceport. There are, however, there are places where you can get clearing to land outside some of the other large cities, including Arsino.
Okay. Believe that's where we need to go. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Emmanuel Gray.
Yes. Right. Well, you guys can go ahead and travel straight to Arsino then, and land. As you approach, the city is almost nestled up on a small plateau, up against the peak of a mountain. The peak sort of looms over the city, but there's enough of a plateau around the outskirts of the city to make a little bit of room. There are a couple of places that look like they've sort of been spared, left clear, while a lot of the rest of the plateau around the city has got some kind of ramshackle structures, tents, and almost basically shacks built, filling a lot of that space. And
What's going on?
even from the aerial approach, you can see that there are noticeable gaps in the city where it seems like there should be buildings where you see mostly rubble and and in a few places you can make out construction crews, some large equipment, moving debris. But looks like a significant portion of the population is basically living wherever they can make do. But you are cleared for landing by the Arsenault ground control and settle in without incident. Okay, what is going on? All right. So, where would you guys like to go to?
Oh, I suppose we should ask, where was Jebediah supposed to go? Like, where does he actually want to be dropped off?
He had not specified a city. He just wanted to go to Urala.
Okay.
He needed to go to the exchange though, so
Yeah.
we should probably ensure he pays us.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's why Eva's got his vehicle locked down. No, I was gonna say, I suppose then, to answer that question, Ben, Eva checks to make sure everything's still locked down where she left it. And I may have gotten a little bit distracted by Bouncing Badger. Did you say that we had successfully landed at Arsenault?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so you've got you've made a landing. Eva can go and check after she's finished all that. And she finds Jebediah standing by his little vehicle, looking it over and looking annoyed, but sees you approach and has his pack with all his things apparently on his back, and then asks you, so guess you want to wait here while I go find an exchange terminal and get your payment, or make this a whole lot quicker if you just come with me.
No, you have to get payment and pay as promised.
You sure you don't want me to go with them?
I'm sure Bo is thinking that this guy's liver is still worth way more than this cycle is.
You can go with him. Eva looks around. Who else is here right now?
Well, let's just say everybody's headed that direction, gearing up to head off the ship. You are all supposed to be making this Badger delivery.
Not us.
Well,
Yeah.
true. I guess.
Sorry, yeah,
Sure.
that's not my job.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Cherry and Zeke.
You dodged a badger.
didn't sign up for that.
That's fair.
I think Eva kind of
Anyway.
turns her head. Bo, I need you to help with the Badger.
Pete's already getting ready to unload crates of badgers, so
I was
um,
rather gonna guard old Shifty there instead of having to see give up Daisy.
my
Oh,
name is Jebediah. Thank you very much.
okay.
Shut up, Shifty.
Still a passenger, Bo.
He frowns at Bo, crosses his arms.
You ain't yet a paying passenger. I think I can get in a couple jabs.
He's paid half. We're here
He's
now.
half a paying passenger, so half a jab. I could have called him something worse, like a scruffy looking nerf herder.
Okay, Bo,
Right,
you'll go
this is-
with Jebediah. Jebediah, I'm still keeping your vehicle here locked down for collateral. As soon as Bo rings me and tells me that the payment has been received, I will. Oh,
Yeah,
Release?
yeah. Wait for me to come back all the way to the ship to get my vehicle.
I'll bring it to you.
What? He clutches at the key in his pocket.
I don't need a key to start your vehicle. To start this. Are you kidding me? And she tells him what she's learned, whether it's right or wrong, about how to start this vehicle without the key.
I am not. That's my.
Okay, you can come back and get it. That's the way this is going to work.
He thinks about it for a second. Do we even know where we landed? Where the closest terminal is?
You're supposed to know these. You came on my ship and brought people firing at my ship. You should have had the money and paid up front if you knew that it was going to be dangerous transporting you.
That was unrelated. Wasn't supposed to happen anyway.
Well, it did. And now
You got
here we
plans
are.
to get shot at on your ship. I didn't want to get shot at.
Neither did I. That's the
Well,
first time anybody's
good.
ever shot at me.
Well, welcome to the club.
Eva looks surprised at that and looks over at Bo and then back at Jebediah.
You only never been shot at before?
Of course I haven't been shot at before. Normal people don't get shot at.
Y'all some babies. That wasn't even some serious shooting. Not one of y'all got hit.
Those were guns, and we didn't get hit because the ship is armored against micrometeorites.
First time somebody shot at me, I was fishing bullets out of my arm with a stick.
You got hit?
Yeah, y'all some wusses.
Bullets hurt.
You know, I never did know that. It didn't occur to me when I was digging them out of my arm.
All right, you know what,
This
Jebediah?
is when Cherry is gonna walk into the cargo bay, and once again, she's just gonna start backing up, turn around, and just kind of nope her way out of the cargo bay.
Jebediah, he tosses the key to Eva, says, "You know, on second thought, yeah, I'll call you when I've got payment ready. You can come and bring me my vehicle. We don't need to waste Poe's time. We can handle the Badgers." And
That sounds smart.
he turns and basically jogs off.
Slow your roll, Shifty. Bo runs after him.
He turns and stops for a second. No, I thought the captain told you to deal with Badgers.
Nope.
She's got my collateral. I don't need an escort.
Bo, you can stay here and make sure that this vehicle doesn't roll off.
Okay, sounds good. And then I'll mouth back to Jebediah, with his back turned to Ava. Say, your liver.
David runs.
Pete will walk up behind them all and say, I guess we're not getting a good review on Spacebook from him.
Maybe not, but
Or Uberspace or whatever it is.
I think that went well.
Oh no, we're getting poor reviews in the Yellow Belly cheat community.
They matter, Bo. I have to make money transporting people, and if people think that my ship is full of crew that insult passengers and steal their cars, then I won't have any new passengers. Sorry, we
You
won't
want
have any
more
new
Yellow
passengers.
Belly cheat passengers?
When they pay, yes. And it's not just yellow belly. It's not just those types that read the reviews. All passengers read reviews. It's only sensible that you look into the ship that you're going to be traveling on.
Pretty sure only nerds read.
Mm. Pete, are the badgers ready?
Yeah? Sure? Do we know where we're taking them?
Emmanuel Gray will.
You have a number
Okay.
call basically.
Okay. I'll call him right now.
Okay.
Eva punches in the numbers.
Okay.
As its dialage looks over at Bo and says, "Everyone should read." Or yeah, as it's ringing. So he might catch the end of that.
Yeah, it rings a couple of times and it picks up. Office of Emmanuel Gray. May I ask who's speaking?
Captain Eva Mulligan of the Swallowtail, I have a delivery for Mr. Emmanuel Gray.
Ah, perfect. I will I assume this number is the appropriate one to send an address to for pickup.
Yes, it is.
All right. Well, and I assume that you acquired the entire order.
How many did we get? She'll say that number. All of them.
All 5.
Okay. All 5 accounted for.
Very good. Very good. Well, I will make sure that Mr. Gray is informed. I'll be pleased to hear that you've arrived on time, well within the desired delivery window, and make arrangements to meet you. Let's see. Pardon a moment, checking the calendar.
Calendar.
Yes, I believe in about that's what time is it? Okay. 5 hours. We should be able to meet you.
You meant day planner, not calendar. Calendar suggests that you're looking ahead several days.
Well, you may call it whatever you like, Miss. What was it again?
A day planner.
Miss Day Planner.
Yes, Miss Day Planner. Then, I'll be sending an address. Good day.
Oh, no, it's Miss Mulligan. That's about how I expected that to go.
He will cough and say, "Did you want him to or try again?"
Is there a Mr. Day Planner I should know about?
Wait, no. I'm sorry. What did Pete say? Did you want him to try again?
AKA take a mulligan.
Oh, he even looks very confused by both of them. No, I want him to just send an address. And why would there be a Mr. Mulligan?
Pete will
Oh,
pull
no
a cherry
reason.
and back into the bay and disappear.
All right. So, a few moments later, Eva gets a ping on her compad with an address.
Yeah.
It's inside the city. It's actually it's some distance away, probably about a 30-minute drive.
Hmm. Okay.
Would take quite a while on foot.
Right. I don't think we intend to transport them on foot. I don't think we have our own vehicle.
No, but
No.
we could probably hire rent a cargo skid truck, something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm thinking. How much would it cost to just rent not even a ground car, just a cargo truck?
Well, that's a good question. I'd say not a terribly large amount. Let's see. We're just talking something bare bones. Just need to transport something from point A to B. Doesn't need to be particularly nice either. Yeah. I never can find this page quickly. I think
77.
probably 50 is gonna be a
So with that, could we
oh
instead rent a ground car? Because that's only 15.
man, those are so cheap.
You figure that's $150.
Really? Is it supposed to be one credit to $10 more or less?
More or less. Kevin Crawford's never completely
Hmm.
confirmed that, but that's about what people have mathed out as
Gotcha.
an average. Some things are much higher, some things are lower. But the
Okay.
best analysis I've seen was taking the employee wages per day and kind of mapping that to modern
I
day.
got you. Okay. That makes sense. Well, okay. Let me just. I'm fine sticking with that standard amount. It's not gonna be cheaper than 15 a day, so let's just go with ground car price.
I had
It's
forgotten that it was only 15
good
also,
standard.
otherwise I would have just said, can we just do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny. I just need to have that thing bookmarked, or I don't know why I haven't done this a long time ago.
um, well, he said to deliver it in 5 hours, right? Or did he say within 5 hours? What was the
Yeah,
5 hours?
specifically in 5 hours.
Okay, okay, so we've got lots of time to get into trouble for then.
We've never
Um,
needed that much time before.
We haven't.
Mainly got time to wait for your passenger to let you know that he has acquired payment and is ready for you to bring his vehicle to him.
He's just gonna start cataloging the vehicle. You know how much she thinks that she could get if she were to sell it, or if she were to part it out. Just starting to make a list.
Oh my!
Like literally, she's got her data slab out, and she's just kind of looking it over. You don't actually have to come up with a number, Ben.
Yeah, that's fine. No, all right. Well, without any need for drama, at this point, basically, she's gonna get a call from Jebediah saying that he found an exchange branch and was able to withdraw credits that he needs, and so he can meet you there at the bank.
Okay. Is the vehicle a two-seater only, or would we be able to bring Pete along?
Uh,
Sorry, let me clarify that. Eva's going to ask Bo to come with her. Would we also be able to bring Pete along?
okay. Yeah, he could hold on, he could ride on the back and hold on. It's not a comfortable situation.
Okay,
You
that's
will be
fine.
leaving the Badgers behind.
So there's either that or Robert, if you want Pete left behind with the Badgers. Do that way too. I just wanted to try and.
I mean, we can just like lock down the ship so the cargo hold is closed.
Mhm.
Counterpoint: you're renting a vehicle to transport the Badgers, so you could all just go together.
That's true. That's true. I think I got stuck in the mode of thought that we would rent the vehicle there and bring it back. But that works too. If we've already rented the vehicle and prepped it up for Badger transport
Yeah.
without putting the Badgers in it, then yeah, that works. Eva will drive Jebediah's.
Oh, you don't want to load up the Badgers?
Not
Come
yet, no.
on. Load them up. Load them up.
Not
Hit
yet.
a pothole. Hit a pothole.
Oh no. You're gonna make us do a drive check, aren't you?
I'm kidding. I'm teasing. I mean, hey, that would make for some exciting action, though. Gotta admit.
That's exactly why we're not doing that.
Oh, boo. All right.
Have we kicked Cherry and Zeke out? Since
I was just
we've
about to ask what they are up to.
yeah, cool.
Cherry and Zeke. Danielle and
Hi.
Avery. Hello.
Yeah. So I had put in Roll20 that Cherry had gone to bother or look for Zeke. So I was gonna wait for Avery to tell me what Zeke was up to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we could play that out if you want.
Yeah, that's cool. It could be real quick if you won't.
Yeah, imagine
But
he
basically,
probably. Go ahead.
she would have gone to find him to talk to him about what next steps were and tell him about Eva's suggestion or offer.
You might need to elaborate on that.
Oh,
So
how would she?
where does she find Avery?
Yeah, I mean,
Or Avery. Where would we find Zeke?
in probably
job
the
continues.
library, still reading.
You
I
mean
imagine
his
he's not-
his book closet room is what you're telling me.
I mean, if
That
that's
you
what
have
we're gonna call
grandiosely
it,
named the library.
the luxurious library, of course.
Yes. His favorite room ever.
I
Got
feel
it.
like at this point he's what point has he gotten to in Gollum's character arc?
Well, that's for a different discussion. How does she pitch Eva's idea to him? I guess I'm going to need some of that flavor to know how he would react.
All right. So she's gonna knock on the door. Is he gonna
And
let her
this
in?
time he's going to open the door. Feeling a little bit more
All
comfortable
right.
that he's not going to get murdered.
Yeah. Is Cherry gonna be able to see past him, like into the room?
Of course.
Yeah. Does it look like he has gotten comfortable in there? Like,
He's taken a
can I
number of
tell that
books
he
off
has
the
taken
shelf.
several? Yeah.
Yep.
I figured as much. Okay. So, she's gonna give a low whistle and go, "Wow, you've really gotten comfortable here. How many of those books have you read?"
Really just the one. I'm not quite finished with it. It's taking me more time to digest than I'd hoped, but I pulled aside these others in case I got bored. I didn't.
That's interesting. You didn't get bored with there possibly being somebody who wanted to hurt you on the ship?
No,
Are y'all
no.
like are
We
y'all like
talked it
good
out.
now?
We're good.
All right. Great. Great. That's great cuz I heard like just some other things about like being shot at is apparently normal for him. So like definitely someone we want to be good with, right? That that would be a good thing. Um
I didn't get the same information that you did, apparently. But he assured me
I
it was a
don't
misunderstanding.
I don't think I was meant to hear any of the things I've heard so far. Um that being said, do you have any plans for when we get off the ship?
No, I haven't quite got plans per se. I assumed that we'd continue our journey together.
He's gonna glance at the book he's still holding and like the stack of books he's made that he wants to still read. He's gonna go, "So about that, I looked a lot of places and on Anagaris, this was really like the most affordable accommodations I could find. And I don't think we're going to find another ship like this at the pay rate we got it for. Um and they definitely won't have like a library cubby for you. And I was talking with Eva, and she asked if we would be interested in continuing to travel with them. And since you now have like a buddy with like the gun guy, and like you have all these books you want to read, um, why don't we like kind of take her up on it for now? And then like she offered to like drive us around Urala.
Did she?
So we could like, yeah, we could like, isn't that nice?
Yeah. Cherry,
So
if
like,
I could, for just a moment, what you're proposing, what does she stand to benefit from us being here? This just seems too good to be true.
well, I get the impression, and this might be overstepping it, but hear me out. Between Eva being really awkward, Bo being like really like violent, and Pete being a robot, I kind of feel like they need someone like me who can do like the people thing. And
Hmm.
I think Bo might need someone who like he doesn't feel like beating up. And that seems to be you. So, like, personally, we gain a lot, and it may seem like they're not gaining a lot, but like, Zeke, we're like nice to be around, okay? Like, don't sell us short. Um, I think just our presence, okay, is like what they stand to gain from this, you know? Like, look at us. Like, we bring a lot to the table. You know what I'm saying? Like, just saying.
With his hands on his temples and a bit destitute, he says, "And we really have no other choices, do we?"
Not for the budget that we had proposed back on Anacris.
Looking back at the library, he says, I can make do with this. For now.
Great. Okay. And I think maybe I can work something out with Eva. She talked about the possibility of hiring on crew. For now, I would personally like to stay in the passenger side of things, especially if it requires herding smelly space badgers. Um, but in the future, that's something we can revisit.
Does our budget allow for more books?
She's going to purse her lips like she's thinking for a second, and she's going to look at the wall of books behind him and the one he's holding. And very cheerfully, she's going to say, "Well, I think we can keep our eyes out. And if we run across one that's not already here, we might be able to do something about that. But you have a lot to get through before you need a new one."
I've read more than half of these already.
I thought you said you'd only read one.
No, I only actually physically read one book.
Oh, you mean before this trip you've read half of these?
Yes, during this trip I have read one book.
Okay. Well,
We'll need more
when you read
books.
through the other half of them, let me know, okay? I think Eva is on the book wagon, okay? I think she's like all for getting books, okay? She
He
can
gets
be
a
your
bit
book
excited.
buddy.
He's going to get excited with that one. Not good with people and enjoys books.
New best friend.
BFFs, yo.
Nerdy BFFs. So should I tell Eva that like you'll agree for us to stay as long as she'll like join your little like nerd book club?
I don't know that those are exactly my terms, but if that's what you want to tell her, go for
Okay.
it.
Sounds great. I will let her know. And yeah, that sounds I really think this is going to be great right now.
Are the Badgers staying? Did she tell you?
No, unfortunately, well, fortunately for us, they will be leaving. Unfortunately for Bo, I think he's going to take that one hard.
They're the best. They aren't kind animals.
No. He's going to have like a very forced smile when he talks about that.
I'm good with that being seen.
All right, great. Awesome. All right, well, I'll let you get back to reading. Any updates on the unpleasant small man gremlin? And she'll gesture towards his book.
He, in fact, was not a nice person. And now I can't wait
Yeah.
for him to die.
Oh, okay. Well, let me know how that goes.
Hmm.
And yeah, like I'll catch up with you later.
No, we'll say at this point, you guys are are the two of you basically deciding to stay behind on the ship and join the crew?
Yes.
Okay.
Passengers at first, I believe.
Okay.
Here
I
said.
guess do you
Mhm.
okay, but do you have anything you wanted to do on Urala? Because the actual crew of the ship are leaving, going and attending to business. I don't think they were just going to leave you guys on board necessarily.
They were not.
So, did you have something in mind that you were going to want to do in the city on the planet, or are you just going to be booted off and we'll come back to you about what happened?
Zeke and Cherry had wanted to try snooping out paranormal activity, aka gossip about psionic stuff going on, shenanigans.
Okay.
Was that correct?
That is
Is
correct.
that the right way to put it? Okay.
All right. Well, how do you guys want to go about looking for that sort of gossip and rumor?
We're gonna look like Daphne and Freddie rolling off the mystery machine.
I'm not decided if Zeke is Freddy or more like Scooby.
He hasn't asked for Scooby snacks yet.
Books.
Then I think Pete would
Fair.
probably.
I
Would
think
Pete be Freddy?
I think books make a perfectly fine equivalent for Scooby snacks.
That's true.
I
Oh
mean, he
man,
would
Unless you
someone
probably be
know.
Freddy, but
someone's gonna have to take all of our portraits and feed it into an AI generator to get us as the mystery gang.
It would still come out cursed. AI is not good enough at multi-person pictures yet.
Makes sense. Okay. Oh, so,
Did we do it?
let's see.
Are we still
Good.
going?
Sorry, what?
Are we still playing the session until 11:30?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we don't have to go all the way to 11:30, but yeah, I was just about to ask you to make probably just a connect roll. See how your rumor hunting goes. Unless you wanted to leave that to next time.
I would be
Yeah.
helping her out with that,
Or
correct?
yeah. Let's
What
say
did you say, Ben?
either Cherry or Zeke could do a connect roll, and the
I
other
want
could
to
help.
do the roll. I
Okay.
want to do it.
Okay. Zeke can help. Okay. Or
I do it by
it's up to you.
myself.
It's fine too, I guess. All right. All right. So looking for rumors of psionic activity. I really wish it would stop doing this to me. Ah, humbug. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to use something here that's fighting back.
Like a badger.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Serves him right to have to fight a badger. It's only fair.
Okay. So, Cherry and Zeke go basically go walking in the kind of shanty town that's sprung up around the city and kind of talk to random Uralans and ask them about, psionic activity or, how psionics are viewed, things like that, trying to ask questions that don't immediately jump out like, hey, any crazy psionic stuff happened lately?
If I can ask for a minor direction for our line of questions,
Okay.
specifically, I think Zeke would have wanted to know where psionic happenings may have occurred recently.
Mm. Okay.
Like he'd be looking for a location above
Mhm.
all. If Cherry would be amenable to, making that request.
What was the
Okay.
request? I'm sorry. I'm
I
trying to
think
multitask.
his priority would be collecting information on, like, the where.
Sure.
Okay. So, let's say with that kind of role, you guys manage to ask the questions in a way that doesn't, put up big red flags and make you sound like suspicious psychic
Off-worlders.
seeking, yeah, people. Um, let's say that you first get well the multiple people are happy to tell you that uh, psionics are a part of the local religion, that that many of the priests are practitioners and use their powers for the good of the people according to the will of the Thox, and that the cathedral feeds many people. They're though in recent troubled times, there some of the churches throughout the city had been either damaged or the staff, the clergy run off, and so the cathedral has had to take on more people than it can really handle. So there's always a line, and it tends to get a bit tense at times. And uh, one person in particular will look both ways before, in a conspiratorial whisper, telling you that it's rumored that one of the priests at the cathedral has snapped under the strain and gone feral. That
No.
Ooh.
they delved too deeply trying to do his service, and that you know there have been supposed sightings of him a couple places, but um, they think they don't know too much about those sightings. A lot of them sound like a little too fanciful, a little too imaginative. and there have been various accidents or tragedies that have been attributed to this rogue psychic in the past couple of days. So they suggest going to the cathedral, and there's a there are a couple blocks of kind of residential area around, and then a neighboring
Mm.
section of the city that's been destroyed and houses some vagrants, where a couple of these sightings have supposedly been made. Oh boy. So, meanwhile, we have Eva, Pete, and Bo delivering the four-wheeler to Mr. Jebediah Took.
Oh, he paid?
Well,
Uh,
he rang us and told us that he's at an exchange and can pay it. That's all we're
Didn't
at,
want to
though.
hike back.
No, he didn't.
so, so yeah, you guys are expecting to find him out in front of the local exchange branch. Turns out there are a couple of them, but he went, of course, to the closest. Do you want to just roll up out front, or do you want to try to, scope him out before you arrive, or how do you want to do this?
um, Eva looks before we leave the ship. Eva looks to Bo and Pete, and she starts spouting out about how we should be careful, and she's basically kind of she's regurgitating some fictional mercenary novel, bounty hunter novel that she's read, the tactics employed. It might sound, um, or it might be complete fancy. Of course, both Bo and Pete will know a lot better. I'm gonna roll anything to see how far off she is, Ben.
Let's see. For bounty hunting work and related knowledge,
From fiction novels.
from fiction novels. Well, yeah, that's where she's getting it. So I'm gonna say, give me let's say that's a survive check with wisdom.
Alligator Sam's True Tales of Bounty Hunting.
All right. Yeah, she's definitely been reading some of the pulpier sort of fiction.
Yeah, it turns out it was one
Honestly.
of those romance bounty hunter novels where the hero always gets the girl.
Hmm.
And so yeah, she's assembled Pete and Bo, and she's started in on this terrible plan of how we're going to, like, 10-step plan on how we're going to go approach um, Jebediah.
Hmm.
I am hoping that one of them interrupts her and tells her how bad this is. As a player, I'm hoping.
I kind of feel like Pete would be like, Eva, I'm not sure that's how that actually works. If you want some extra security, Bo could be across the street with his gun, but like,
Mm, that sounds Smart, yeah.
Nah, I like this plan. Sounds like I'm gonna get to swoop some swooning lady off of her feet at the end of this. Don't ruin this for me, Pete.
He will shrug, say, "Whatever, float your boat, man."
Well, no, maybe um, Pete, let's hear what you think we should do.
I I think we should just have somebody post it across the street. I
Okay.
mean, we've
Makes
got
sense.
guns and swords. Like, if he wants to start a problem, I don't think he can do much about it.
He does seem like the squirrely sort. Probably good to have some backup arranged. But didn't they say something about no violence or hedonism?
No, try not to shoot him, okay?
I'll just stare at him real meaningfully from across the way.
I don't think tackling is violence. Just don't tackle him too hard.
I mean,
Taking all the fun out of these plans.
is punching
No
violent, or is that
no
Eva is-
hedonism?
swooning.
Eva has clearly never tackled anyone.
No.
Nope.
No. She would self tackle. Pete. It hasn't really been portrayed so far, but Pete knows that she's quite clumsy. Okay. Pete, you'll ride with me. That makes sense. You can guard me, and Bo, this is the address. Take the rental ahead. Can you drive, Bo?
Yeah, you want the deposit back on this thing?
Yes, Bo.
Yeah, I can drive all born and proper like.
You also don't want to draw attention to yourself, so make sure you don't hit anything.
Good point. I'm on the clock.
And
No joyrides.
Pete and I will be 2 minutes behind you. You have 2 minutes to find Jebediah. Try not to be seen by him so he doesn't run off, and we'll follow 2 minutes behind.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah. So that's our plan, Ben.
All right. Well, then it behooves me to ask, how is Bo carrying his laser pistol and knife?
Those seem like good questions.
Oh, you say the manner he's carrying them?
Yeah.
I'm guessing after hearing no violence or hedonism, he's not open carrying.
Okay.
He's probably reworked where those are away in a jacket, or tucked in inside his jacket.
Okay. I would say
You can see some of those.
he can
clever
definitely-
pockets.
Yeah, he can definitely conceal the pistol, and I mean he can tuck the knife away if he wants it hidden. That's easy enough to conceal.
Yeah, and he's got assassin, so I should be able to hide him pretty well, right?
Yeah, I'd say assassin he'd probably use that for the pistol because that's the more obviously a weapon that could have no other purpose versus a knife.
Yeah, and it's being a TL2 knife as well. His isn't.
Yeah.
It probably does come off more as a utility, even if it was spotted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's less likely to cause concern, or easier to explain away. All right, and what about Pete with his sword?
Would that be illegal to carry? It just said violence is prohibited.
No, it didn't say anything about it being illegal to carry swords
Well, it's
or
definitely
weapons in
sheathed.
Okay. But he would be, he wouldn't be making any effort to like hide it.
No, it would just be kind of like casually sheathed, like
Okay.
behind his back or something. He'd go for his knife first, most likely, but
All right. Sounds good. So, for
after all, we
Bo,
need the liver intact.
yeah, ain't that truth? So for Bo, give me a sneak check.
And I'm gonna mark Eva's laser pistol as stowed, not stowed, other, as in left on the
Let's
ship.
see.
Okay.
What attribute?
You could use dexterity, I think.
Oh no.
Uh oh,
Okay.
not a good start.
Oh, that's an
Alright.
awesome start.
And so you guys were giving him a couple minutes to set up first. You basically try to be across the street from the exchange where you're supposed to meet Jebediah, and then you guys are going to roll up front.
Yeah, well, I think the general idea is that Eva at least would have proposed being that while he's not setting up somewhere where he can shoot, he's setting up somewhere where he's had a little bit of time to get the lay of the land. 2 minutes isn't much.
Mm-hmm.
So that he can try and head off if the dude tries to take his car and run.
Mm. Okay. All right. Well, fair enough then. So Bo gets in place. He spots Jebediah, and just to make himself inconspicuous and sort of blend in with some people hanging around, and there's a bus stop nearby that he can go and look like he's waiting at. And then so you keep an eye on him. Bo is able to see that he's sitting kind of on steps outside the exchange branch, and he's got his pack with him. He's got something in his hand that he's sitting there just staring at. But it's hard to make out from a distance. But Bo does have binoculars.
That's what I was gonna say, and that might justify his
Yes.
his 5 as well.
Yeah.
Is that he'll try to sneakily get his binoculars out of his backpack
The shiny, shiny binoculars.
and spy
Yeah.
on Jebediah.
He does let his curiosity get the better of him, and forgets how conspicuous it would be to whip out binoculars in at a bus stop and stare across the street. And so what he is able to make out, though, yeah, go ahead and give me a notice with wisdom. Let me see if he notices anything extra. Be able to get the obvious.
Oh no, Bo's not wise.
Okay. Well, he pulls out his binoculars, brings Jebediah in focus, and sees him. He's gripping his pack pretty tightly and staring at it's like a small, well-creased picture of a woman in his hand.
Hmm.
And as he makes it out, Jebediah, does one of his little nervous looks around, and then looks directly at Bo through the binoculars, and has kind of a confused look on his face for a moment, and then just a look of resignation, and then tucks the photo away and continues sitting there looking around.
Bo muttered to himself, dadgummit, got too used to hunting deer and tabookins to be pulling out a pair of binoculars like that in the middle of the street.
You said deer and tabookins?
Mm-hmm.
Ho, spicy.
Spicy Bo indeed. All right. Well, okay. It's 11:34. I feel like this is cliffhanger time.
Okay.
Let's go on the quote channel.
Eva and Pete roll up on the loud four-wheeler, and Jebediah stands up, face grim, reaching into his pack.
Huh.
And next time on this, what is it? Stay tuned till next time on The Space Between
I see what
to
you're
find out
up
what
to.
happens next. All right, let's find our faves, which of course I've forgotten to template once again. And this time Danielle's going first for faves.
Hey, my headset died and then my phone died. So
Oh, hey.
I've just been chilling here on mute.
Okay.
My favorite for the session. I feel like my favorite for the session would be Eva, like, sort of like fangirling, I guess, that if that makes sense, to Cherry, and like just being really sweet and like inviting, like really hoping he would say yes to getting on their ship, or to staying on their ship, I should say. It was just a really cute, wholesome moment, and I legitimately like felt pressure for Cherry to like get Zeke to say yes. So
Cute.
I like it. All right, Dex.
I'm going to type something to you, Ben, because there is a particular way to phrase part of this. Where are you? I'll type it
I'm right here.
this way.
I hope I'm at the top of your list.
No, Ben, you haven't talked to me in a while, and Discord
No.
sorts it by how recent the conversation, so you're pretty low.
Bummer. Outed in front of everyone.
I mean, you kind of did it to yourself there, Mr. GM.
No. I accept no responsibility.
So, my two-part fave, the first part is Cherry selling herself while laying bare the flaws of the rest of the crew. And this is kind of the same thing, but within that or following that was the very much all caps bask in our awesome from Jerry. I wanted to send
Oh,
it to
you mean
you.
when she was like, I mean, just look at us. We're kind of great.
Yes. And I wanted to send that to you, Ben, so that you wouldn't have to endure the pain of typing something yourself in all caps. You can just copy paste.
Nice. All right. Let's see. I think it would be something like this. Excuse me.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that. Ethan.
I think Jebediah's like resigned acceptance that we've just all decided he's sketchy.
This poor guy.
And then if we can do an anti-favorite, it's the fast approaching loss of Daisy.
Oh.
Maybe we can get a less dangerous alternative to Daisy. That Bo
It's gotta be Daisy.
Bo settles for nothing less than the best. And
Oh,
especially dangerous.
Oh, just want something dangerous, yeah.
I was gonna say, I think Bo just thrives on the fact that this thing could take out his testicles at any given moment.
Oh my. Okay.
I think he got a metaphor in his session recap about Daisy.
Oh my. Too many like metaphors, analogies, sayings a la Bo that are coming to mind that including danger and testicles that I don't need to go down that path right now.
But yeah, I think he did some accidental introspection talking about Daisy.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Robert, what about you?
I think everybody's misread of Pete and thinking Bo is more violent than he is, just because Pete isn't as expressive about it.
I don't know. The moment where he like heard Eva say, I don't have any talking tin cans on this ship. I like felt the incumbent violence through the screen.
But also Danielle's done an excellent job playing Cherry as having this annoying undertone of like condescension in there somewhere. And
it's only
it just really worked well.
Yeah, the interview technique was appallingly accurate.
I mean, just in general, like even talking with Zeke,
Mm-hmm.
the accent is good, and the subtle condescension here and there are really, really good.
I have a lot of inspiration in real life to draw from.
Oof.
I hear you.
And moving on. Avery, what about you?
I think realizing that Bo hunts tabukins, that was a bit of a surprise. And it's the idea of Cherry really selling it to Eve on the Nerdy Book Club.
Nice. Yeah, there was a lot of there's a lot of fun interaction this session. I'm enjoying us kind of figuring out how everybody would relate and some of this early I guess smoothing out the rough parts. Boy oh boy, for my part I don't know. I don't think I spelled that right. But urban reconnaissance, I would say. Oh wow, that is right.
Good
Yeah.
job.
I kind of surprised myself. I was like, that looks way too close to Renaissance. Can't be right.
Reconnaissance.
Reconnaissance. I I feel like that was probably my favorite moment. Let's see. And definite second favorite would be
Thanks, Dex.
psychic rumors. Because I had done a little thinking of along this sort of line for some backstory stuff that you guys had mentioned to me. But I was a little bit caught off guard by that right there at the end of the session. And but then like a spark of inspiration hit. I was telling Danielle earlier today, I've gone and hit up the Stars Without Number tools a couple times recently for some adventure and sector fleshing out inspiration, and have just been extremely pleased all over again with how much a couple rolls just sparks a fire of inspiration. Just love it. Just so well written. Anyway. So yeah. That's it for me. We got our faves. um some extra quotes. Nice. And begrudgingly and with great disappointment, I grant you all one more XP. But
Now,
you don't get to level up quite yet.
okay. So it doesn't really count.
I'm kidding. Go ahead and level up. I
Do you want me to count mine as 3 XP because I did miss last session?
Oh yeah. Yeah, no. Our policy has not been to penalize anyone for missing a session unless they're just doing it egregiously.
Aight. Cool.
Yeah, so yes, you all get the level 2 power up before having even encountered so much as a stiff breeze.
No,
Other
we
than
encountered a stiff breeze.
a-
There are
a
sharp
space
claws.
badger.
Stiff space badger.
That other than a space badger by your
And a
own
hail of bullets as you
hand.
Wow.
You get to be level 2 before we even find out what Jebediah pulls out of his pack.
Oh, thank goodness! I'm gonna roll for hit points.
Another space badger.
Wait, we forgot to count. We're missing a badger. No.
Does that mean my new hit points are 6?
Yes.
Yes. New hit points
That is
are, in fact,
dis-
6.
disappointing.
It could be 2.
What'd you say?
It could be 2.
I guess
Mhm.
lower than what my level 1 was.
Well, no. It you would have had to roll 1 at level 1, and then 2 at level 2. So since you
It
rolled
could have been
5 at first level, it could have been 5.
Hey, I've got hit points.
Oh wait,
Nice.
wait.
I can
Okay.
survive maybe more than one bullet.
I don't think I did this right then.
Did you?
Yeah, I didn't do this right.
Hold on a second.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, Cherry didn't actually put it to level 2 before rolling it
Oh, I
again.
see.
I also have to finish doing my character to level 1 in
That would be
order to.
good. Are there notes somewhere about what you were lacking for level 1
I don't.
I think
character
it's just
creation?
choosing my last skill.
The hobby skill.
Oh, okay. Got you.
Yeah.
So did you have a preference?
I'm
You
gonna
could
go ahead and
do-
close down the
Oh,
stream
fair.
here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's wrap it up. Thank you, everyone.